Vale, voy a hacer esta misión de acompañante del manual ilustrado. Que me lo pidió el vicario que fuera a por un libro. Entonces esto, por lo que he visto en el mapa, está aquí. Por lo que he viajado al centro cívico de Valle Esmeralda y me voy para allá. Estoy probando las teclas numéricas. Así sí. Parece que no hay más por aquí. Voy a bajar. Mierda. Como mierda me ha visto. Vale, ahí hay por lo menos 2 más. Tres y un bicho, o 2 y un bicho. Voy a ver si les baja el nivel de alerta. A uno ya se le ha quitado. Para poder cargármelos así desde lejos. Ahí está. Pero por lo que veo, no saben dónde estoy. Pues sí, se han visto dónde estaba. Pues eso es una cosa a tener en cuenta, que si estás en sigilo, escondido, o escondida, pero les matas, sí que se mueven de su posición y vienen a por ti. Eso, pues, sí es una cosa que hay que tener en cuenta. Tampoco entiendo entonces muy bien la función del sigilo, pero bueno. Vale, o sea, los ha metido en una cueva junto al río. Antes de nada voy a cambiar esto. Lo de los cascos. Que la verdad es que no me gusta. Me marca ya 3. Y suena a bicho, o sea que ahí hay algo. Y debe quedar uno por ahí.
That was clean.
No, queda otro. ¿Qué es eso? Esas lucecitas que se ven por allí. Bueno, voy a subir los talentitos.
That was quick.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and contemplate the scriptures.
I don't know if the power's ever coming back.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
All the lights in town went out. Since then, I've had wild-eyed workers begging my guidance. I'm surprised you would go along with this action, Ms. Holcomb.
I'm not sure what the right and wrong of it is, sir. But leaving the deserters with neither walls nor lights would have left them to the mercy of marauders.
Let's hope walls alone are sufficient, then. Oh, inarguably. This town was a pustule on the ass of the architect. Metaphorically speaking. You took it upon yourself to decide the fate of strangers. I don't know whether that's confidence or arrogance. Either way, I'm fascinated. Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
Bueno, a pesar de haber perdido mi reputación con Ganga, por lo que hice el otro día de quitarles la luz, como he seguido haciendo misiones de ellos, como veis, pues ahora me tienen simpatía, así que ni tan mal.
I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted. Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the Philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death. The story of my life. Most laypeople are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Uy, que se quiere venir conmigo, el vicario este.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back. I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Bien, 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 bien.
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my penitentiary term. Left many an opponent bleeding in the prison yard. Of course, I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied? Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain? Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction. I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated. I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
Ah, bien, ahora me preguntan a mí. Venga, ¿qué le respondo?
Yes, very funny. Just like the masked marketeer, right? Okay, then. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Me acabo de dar cuenta que este es un trolero, no me creo nada. No me creo que sea vicario, ni lo del libro. No lo quiere para lo que dice. Vamos.
The only one I'm aware of. I suppose we could always just ask random passers-by if they are fluent in it. A thousand pardons, my good captain. I thought we were engaging in witty repartee. Now, as far as tracking down this scholar, we should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
No me creo nada. Seguro que él era uno de los presos. Es que no me creo nada. Nada.
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest to track the Philosophist's off-world destination. Thank you, Captain.
I can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be all right now they got power, but what about the town? All those people. That's on account of how I never met her. I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him. You mean about the mission being too clean? Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. It's not like I think it a failing, mind. It's just I live right across the road. Most nights I watch folks out my window. When they come in here, they might be happy or sad. Mostly they're tired. When they leave, they're mad at themselves. Or they stumble into the alley and I listen to their hearts breaking.
Qué penurias.
There's been scary nights, but Constable Reyes is right up the road. She keeps an orderly town. There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12. Not intentionally. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Rose still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool. I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Vale, pues ahora que me queda. Voy a intentar hacer las misiones de aquí. Esta es la del hombre vacío. Localiza un terminal de seguridad en la pionera. Ah, vale, pero esta es del vicario. ¿Cuál más? Muere robot. Vale, esta la puedo hacer. También esta, que es la de Thomas, el ingeniero inquieto. Y esta también la puedo hacer. Y esta también. Venga, pues voy a ir haciéndolas. A ver el vicario que tiene. Debería buscar un banco de trabajo. ¿Dónde había uno?
Is Reed hiding in there?
Mr. Thompson is aware of your concerns and remains committed to guiding Edgewater into prosperity.
Aquí había máquinas vendedoras que ya no funcionan. Y no me acuerdo dónde estaba el banco de trabajo.
The Adelaide was.
What are we supposed to do now?
Exercise patience and Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please. Anthracillin, huh? That's an anti-Cleo product. I appreciate your vigilance on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I'll make sure this medicine goes to where it's most needed. Your compensation and your receipt. Spacer's Choice wishes you a productive shift.
¿Soy mala?
Martin Abernathy. Interesting. I'll see to it that charges are filed against him. Being stupid enough to hire a freelancer who turned him in. It's a punishable offense. All Spacer's Choice workers are expected to be exemplary judges of character. Mr. Abernathy has failed to meet these standards and will be duly punished. Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please. We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37? Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
Sigo en principiante. Defensa. Principiante. A distancia. Sigo en principiante. Diálogo. Sigo en principiante. Sigilo. Principiante. Medicina ni principiante. Y ese cuerpo a cuerpo tampoco.
Here we go! Where's hit?
Los gafres estos son como unos gorilas gigantes, raros y muy brutos que te tiran piedras. ¿Es una luna? ¿Con un gorrito? Si podía haber venido aquí en viaje rápido, ya estoy tonta. Otra vez la luna. Mierda. ¿Y ahora qué? ¿Tengo que entrar por ahí?
By verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
You're not real. You're not real. Go away, Phantom! Get away!
Vale, ¿y cómo puedo hacer esto de opcional? Código de acceso de Chester. Vale, aquí me dice opcional código de acceso de Chester, pero ¿cómo lo hago eso?
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us. Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Banco de trabajo, aquí. No sé por qué se pone así como con un ojo y se pone en rojo. Es que no sé por qué me parece así, como con el ojo en rojo.
Nice.
Ay, mejor, ya puedo entrar. Por cierto, que me he enterado mirando lo del códice y eso, que no hay nada como leer. Que manteniendo la tecla R escondes el arma, si no tienes que ir con el arma ahí empuñando. Queda un poco raro.
Go away, Phantom! Get away! Get away! Get away! You're not real! You're not real! Get away from me, Phantom! Shoot! Scram! You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Sprats are an excellent source for my daily recommended intake of mercury.
Pues,
Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Oh, before. Definitely before. Sisty Pig Tycoonery was the apex of my long and storied career. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Forgot what you were gonna say? Me too.
A ver, antes cuando he venido por aquí había una sala que no me dejaba acceder al terminal, pero ahora ya tengo la contraseña. Era este. Bueno, pues si haces esto la primera vez que vienes, bajas hasta abajo y tal, pues te ahorras tener que matar. O sea, se matan entre ellos directamente los mecanoides, no los tienes que matar tú. Voy al laboratorio botánico a darle los libros a Tomás, ¿era, no?
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? Well, which one? Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible! You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set! All 3 parts! I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen! Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Voy a probar esto que me acaba de dar. 9. Vale, me quedo con este. Entonces le digo esta la modificación, blindaje. Superficie electrificada, vale. ¿Y qué es lo que tengo yo? Aquí no tengo nada. Vale, ahí está la modificación.
Do you hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence. Blunt as a hammer. But you're right. Nothing can undo the past. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go. Not as many as you'd think. We're not about to let the whole town join our flock. Just the ones willing to renounce their corporate loyalties and live the way nature intended. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life. You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined. You are welcome here.
Vale, que me queda unas cuantas almas gemelas. Un puñado de hijitos. Esta me queda. O este está también, a ver. Para hacer esta misión hay que explorar un poquito más.
Quietly now.
Buah, pero aquí hay un montón.
Careful, you're hurt.
Qué pringada soy. Vale, ahora voy a intentar no tirarme por las piedras.
Okay, gone quiet.
Me escondo aquí. A ver si así se olvidan de mí.
Call that one a mercy kill.
Who goes? No! Who did this?
Creo que no hay más.
Something there? You hiding? You scared?
Con estos aquí plantados como para que no te vean.
Find you!
Got a fight on our hands. We're destined to die.
That's the last of them!
Pero es que es imposible esconderse con estos aquí. Les ven desde kilómetros y no se esconden.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Stand and deliver! Always wanted to say that. No encore?
Wow, You crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
Dang, that's impressive.
Mierda, he pisado uno.
Nice.
we go. You got him! Everyone all right?
Easy.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Bueno, pues ya solamente me queda esta, la de un puño de dígitos. Por aquí. Exceso de carga. Cuando llevas demasiada carga no puedes correr ni usar el viaje rápido. Vende, suelta o desmonta objetos de tu inventario para reducir el peso. El peso cargado se muestra en la esquina superior izquierda del registro. Vale. Es esto, ¿no? 180 de 170. Bueno. Mierda, no puedo. No puedo ni correr ni nada. Voy como una tortuga.
Here we go. Everyone all right? Nice.
Puf, hay un huevo. Esa debe ser US. Verticoton. Parece una tortuga, pero es que no puedo ir más rápido. Pues no.
Real slick.
Let's go! Down they go!
We've got a fight on our hands.
That's the last of them.
Ya para cuando llegue allí, si eso.
Great work.
Bueno, pues ya he llegado con mi paso de tortuga aquí. Otra vez a Fontemar.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud. Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please. We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. Was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork. Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people. Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Uh-huh. I recall young Eugene. Good kid. Nice smile. Fussy about his health, though. Took a little too much adrenatime. That'll do a number on your brain matter. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime. What's on your mind?
Cannery's dead. This is gonna throw a wrench into my actuarial tables. You know Reyes doesn't tolerate contraband, right? That medicine's gonna sit in a vault until the end of days. I can't say I'm pleased, but what's done is done. Oh, I'm an actuary. That means I keep tabs on a worker's living expenses. How much it costs to feed, clothe, shelter, bury, and replace your average human worker. Technically, I'm employed by the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources.
Aquí estaba el hombre este que me pidió la medicina, pero ahora pues ha desaparecido.
Just gotta keep our heads up.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
¿Qué me estás contando?
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? I know. Mr. Thompson said I was to chaperone you about the Veil. Loan me out to you like I was Spacer's Choice property. Well, they may think I am, but I'm not. Yeah, Mr. Thompson's got a temper. But I'm more scared of missing out than I am of him. I don't want to lose my one chance at seeing the stars. Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Ya soy capitana. ¡Yuhu!
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
¿Qué pasará ahora?
Communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Criminals? Goodness, no. Smuggling is a perfectly legitimate business venture. If misappropriating board property is a crime, well then, throw me in Tartarus. Plenty of ways to make money in Halcyon, you know. Not all are above board. Oh, above board, above the Halcyon board. Get it? Ah, well, sophisticated humor, puns. Appreciation of puns is a sign of advanced intellect, you know. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another.
Qué chulo.
It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Vamos, que si te pasas de tiempo te pasa como en Desafío Total, cuando está Schwarzenegger con la careta esta de la mujer y se pone ahí a rayarse ahí y le pillan, ¿no? Pues algo parecido.
The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
Nada raro. ¿Qué será nada raro?
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Voy a ir primero a por lo que me ha dicho. Porque antes esto estaba cerrado. ¿Cómo les gustan los culebrones a esta gente, no? Claro, el pobre ya lo habían aplastado, por eso no te responde, hijo. O igual no. Uy, Erudome, este no me fío nada. Con pinche dice. Ay, que no quería salir. Un arma que se llama rayo reductor. Rayo reductor, este es martillo destructor. Martillo destructor. Estopistas en el mercado negro. Vamos, que el Alex este era un poco gilipollas, el pobre, ¿no? Vamos a ver qué es esto. Proyecta un disfraz sobre tus acompañantes y tú que os permite acceder a zonas restringidas siempre y cuando tengáis el cartucho de identificación correspondiente. El personal no autorizado no puede acceder a las zonas restringidas, de lo contrario será atacado en cuanto lo vean. Vale. Aquí puedo dejar cosas. Oh, qué bonito. Me encantan los juegos del espacio y las pelis del espacio. Y esta parte ya está abierta también. Sam, esto será la inteligencia artificial, ¿no? Sam. No hay respuesta de la unidad automecanoide. Hay un número de serie grabado en el mazo donde pueden verse las letras Sam. Vale, esta es la habitación de la chica. Porque esa es la foto del padre, vamos, entiendo. Justo, las herramientas. Parvati se llama, ¿no? Parvati, casi. casa del vicario que está ahí. Cuchicuchis de tita Cleo. Esta de momento está vacía, pero entiendo que será para otro, con lo cual me entran otros 3 compañeros, por lo que veo. Se pueden reclutar 5.
I've adjusted the spice containers to optimize the flow. Thinking of tinkering at the workbench? I used to love watching Alex work. Now I like watching you.
Sois hija, separ y tengo mi nave.
Engine temperature is in the normal range.
Something busted, Captain? Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was. I'm not exactly a model employee. Not like he wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us. Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling. Oh, there were a whole lot of reading, not nearly enough doing. Like, before they'd issue you a wrench, they wanted an essay on the design of different wrenches. Then there'd be quizzes on company regulations for storage and maintenance of wrenches. As soon as I got permission, I spent all my time in the machine shop. They had all manner of parts, but they didn't want me using them, so I had to sneak them sometimes. I even slept in there. Had a hammock tied up in the rafters. Before I left, I installed a little skylight for myself, so I could see the stars.
No sé por qué me recuerda esta chica al personaje de Raven de los 100.
Students bunk 4 to a room. It's supposed to get you used to working as a team. There's no privacy and no quiet. When my roommates tried to talk, I'd get so nervous I'd be drenched in sweat. It was easier for everybody when I stayed off on my own. I doubt any of them remember me now. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed. About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Ya los puedes echar del equipo. Dice, creo que es hora de que te vayas y les echas del equipo. Venga, mover el culo ya. A ver, puedo ir aquí a Monarca. Vale, que es donde me han dicho, se supone que tengo que ir. Al Tártaro este está todavía bloqueado. Escila. Compañía minera. Abandona la excavación, vale. Tifón. Planetoide helado e inhóspito. No tiene nada que ofrecer. Tierra 2, que es donde estoy. Idílico planeta terrestre. Ah, no. No, que ya no estoy ahí. La élite más acaudalada de acción habita en su capital Bizancio. Qué bueno. Mientras que los trabajadores de la colonia viven desperdigados por la frontera en municipios gestionados por las corporaciones. La pionera. Aquí es donde tengo que ir, ¿no? Estación orbital independiente construida sobre los restos de la primera nave colonial de acción, capitaneada por Yunley Tennyson y gestionada por los descendientes de la tripulación original. Laboratorio de Phineas. Vale, pero yo puedo ir a donde quiera. O sea, si yo le doy aquí a Monarca. Elegir plataforma de aterrizaje. Atención, peligro. Plataforma de aterrizaje de Cascadia. Olimpo, por ejemplo, no me deja ir. Si le digo aquí, plataforma de aterrizaje de Escila. Ah, vale, supongo que serán las corporaciones, ¿no? Que lo llevan. Esto lo lleva a Cascadia. Plataforma de aterrizaje de Fontemar. Ah, pues igual sí que es donde estoy. Estoy aquí. Dice que es un planeta idílico. Bizancio. Pues no sé. Pues no he visto nada entonces. Hangares de la pionera. ¡Ay! No. Bueno, vale. Sí, venga. Aquí puedes ver todos los planetas del sistema, así como algunos lugares de interés especiales que irás descubriendo. Puedes volar con tu nave a cualquier localización que hayas desbloqueado, aunque algunas plataformas de aterrizaje requieren códigos y claves especiales para poder usarlas, ¿vale? Por eso me decía lo de peligro. Viajar a otros planetas es extremadamente peligroso. Se recomienda a todos los empleados que se queden en sus casas o lugares de trabajo.
Arrived at the groundbreaker.
Madre mía, qué rapidez.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you. I abso-surely can. I'm a passing fair mechanic. Even Mr. Thompson would have said it's my only skill. But I'm used to working on cannery lines, AG loaders and the like. There's tricks about ships I ain't learned yet. All I'm looking for is a few pointers. I bet a lady who runs a whole station has forgot more than I ever learned. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Bueno, pues ya la primera misión principal, que era la de Forastero en Tierra Extraña, está completada. Y esta es la segunda misión principal, que es la pasaje a cualquier parte. Así que, de momento, hasta aquí. Por hoy yo creo que